Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Here today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be counting down my top 5 most underrated players in the NFL. Now, one of the reasons I'm doing this list is because fan voting really, and it sucks that some of these players don't get the recognition that they deserve because they are outstanding players, man. And when I was doing this list, I was extremely surprised because one of the criteria for this list is you can never have made a Pro Bowl. And there's a lot of great players, guys, you would be surprised that have never made a Pro Bowl. So to get into some of my honorable mentions that barely missed the list, Josh Brown, Giovanni Bernard, Jordan Reed, Whitney Merciless, Malik Jackson, Kurt Coleman, and Marcus Williams. They all barely missed the list. Alright guys, so let's get into this top 5. Alright guys, coming in at number 5 on my list is wide receiver Jordan Matthews. He just missed the 1,000-yard mark with 997 yards. He had 8 touchdowns. He was targeted over 126 times. He caught 85 of those balls. He averaged 62 yards a game, and his longest touchdown was 78 yards. But this guy has been underrated since he came into the league. This guy has so many Pro Bowls ahead of him. He's a young player. He's a beast of a player, and I really did think he deserves a lot more recognition than he has gotten. And let's see who comes in at number 4 on my list. Alright guys, coming in at number 4 on my list is Eric Decker. Now, it kills me to say this because I'm a diehard Dolphins fan, and this obviously is a Jets wide receiver, and man, it baffles me how this man did make a Pro Bowl. He's had so many over 1,000-yard seasons before when he was a Denver Bronco, and as he is now a New York Jet. It just baffles me how he has not made a Pro Bowl, and it kills me to say it because he is a New York Jet. He had over 1,000 yards. He had 12 touchdowns. He put the ball in the paint 12 times, man. He was targeted over 132 times. He caught 80 of those balls, and his longest touchdown was 35 yards. But to be targeted over 132 times just goes to show you how big of a part of the Jets offense he is, man. And dude, I watch him every single year because I'm a Dolphins fan, and obviously they're our divisional rivals. And he is so hard, so tough to cover. He's so big, and he's such a great route runner, man. So I'm telling you, man, it sickens me how this man has never made a Pro Bowl, and I'm a Dolphins fan saying that. So let's see. All right, guys. So let's see who comes in at number 3 on my list. Alright guys, coming in at number 3 on our list is the wide receiver for the Seattle Seahawks, Doug Baldwin. It does not make any sense to me how he did not make the Pro Bowl this year. He had insane numbers. He had just over 1,000 yards. Maybe that's what killed him. I don't know. But he put the ball in the paint 14 times, guys. He had 14 touchdowns, man. 14 touchdowns. He was targeted over 103 times. He caught 78 of those balls. He averaged 66 yards a game, and his longest catch was 80 yards. I don't know how you cannot put a wide receiver in the Pro Bowl who caught 14 touchdowns, man. 14 touchdowns. He put the ball in the paint 14 times. The only thing that I think killed him in that was, I think, his yards. He had just over 1,000 yards. Maybe that's what killed him. But Russell Wilson's favorite target, and Doug Baldwin plays with Jimmy Graham on his team too, man. Just a great route runner. He's got deceptive speed too. All right, guys. So let's see who comes in at number 2 on my list. Alright guys, coming in at number 2 on my list is the cornerback from now the LA Rams, Trumaine Johnson, man. By far the player that deserved to be in the Pro Bowl the most on this list. I do not understand how he didn't get into the Pro Bowl. This is probably the best example of fan voting and why it should not be a thing. This kid had 7 interceptions. That alone should get you in the Pro Bowl. He had 136 yards off those interceptions. He had 1 pick six. He had 17 pass deflections. He had 58 tackles and 13 assist tackles. Just an insane year. And let's see who comes in at number 1 on my list. Alright guys, like I said in the beginning of this video, it doesn't matter if you're number 1 or number 5 on this list. It doesn't mean you're a better player. It's just 5 players that I think are underrated. And coming in at number 1 on my list is Ryan Tannehill. Okay, so let's go through some of the stats of this year. He ranked 8th in passes completed. He ranked 8th in pass attempts. He ranked 9th in passing yards. And a lot of people think the knock on Ryan Tannehill is he's not a very clutch quarterback. Just to compare some of the stats to some really, really good quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers has 10 fourth quarter comebacks. Andrew Luck has 10 fourth quarter comebacks, and Ryan Tannehill has 9 fourth quarter comebacks. He also holds the record for consecutive completions with 25. He broke Donovan McNabb's record. One of the reasons I put him on this list is his 2014 year. Even this year, he had a pretty good year, but his 2014 year, he had 27 touchdowns and only 12 interceptions. He definitely should have made the Pro Bowl that year. I think Andy Dalton got in over him. I think Andy Dalton had like 18 touchdowns and like 18 interceptions. I remember Andy Dalton he turned the ball over a lot. But Ryan Tannehill definitely deserved to be in a Pro Bowl by now. And that is going to be it, guys. I am Skags1383. Please leave a like in the video. Again, leave your opinions down below. I would love to hear them. I'm sure there's a player I missed here and there. I really wanted to put Duke Johnson. There's a lot of players I wanted to put on this list, but I ended up looking at the stats, and there's been some really good players who have not made a Pro Bowl. And these are just my 5 underrated players. Leave your 5 underrated players down in the comments section below, and please go check out my channel. If you're a Dolphins fan, if you're a sports fan, you can look forward to more top 5 videos, and I will see you guys in the next one.